Coming up on UCF Nightly News. The university announced a data breach yesterday that could impact over 60,000 students and faculty members. Find out what officials are doing to help the affected students.
Plus, the Orlando Wetlands Park is making some changes. We'll tell you how you can take advantage of some extra time with Mother Nature.
In sports, hear from UCF football coach Scott Frost about one of the team's new recruits.
Nightly News starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Rachel White.
And I'm Justin Garfield. Today is Friday, February 5th, 2016.
Today, UCF sent out letters to 63,000 people whose identities are at risk. Yesterday, UCF announced via email that there was a security breach involving the hack of student and faculty social security numbers. Reporter Edward Locke joins us from the newsroom to tell us who was impacted and how you can protect your personal information.
Thanks, guys. Right after the incident was made public to students and staff, they launched this webpage to help guide those impacted.
Please stay on the line, and the first available representative will assist you.
You may recognize that voice if you've tried calling the response line to find out if your personal information was leaked in a recent security breach. A breach that UCF spokesman Chad Burnett says the university is taking very seriously.
We know that higher education institutions are popular targets for these types of incidents. President Hitt called for a thorough review of all of our systems.
The university initiated the review after social security numbers of 63,000 UCF students, staff, and faculty members were compromised back in January.
When I first saw the email, I was like, what the heck? I have to call my mom.
I can't believe this happens. I mean, that's like your identity. That's really important.
Concerns that university officials hope to ease by offering free credit monitoring.
We want our students to be concerned about this. We want them to go ahead, take our offer of 1 year of identity protection and credit.
According to the UCF email released Thursday, the investigation found that social security numbers are at risk. The email also said no one gained access to credit cards, financial records, or medical information.
The source of the incident is still under investigation,
leaving members of the UCF community in a bit of shock.
It just makes me question, how did this happen in the first place?
A question likely to linger until investigators wrap up their case.
The two groups impacted are current and former UCF athletes going back to 2014 and current and former university employees. The university has also hired a call center to help people impacted by the data breach. You can find out much more information about the incident by going to ucf.ucf.edu and then going to the data breach tab on the top. I'm Edward Locke reporting from the newsroom. Back to you.
Presidential candidates are preparing for the New Hampshire primary next Tuesday. They battled it out in Iowa this past week. For the Republican Party, Ted Cruz placed first, Donald Trump in a close second, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio closed in third place. When it came to the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton beat Bernie Sanders by a very small margin. Our news partners at Elon University were on the ground in Iowa. Here's
policy to deal with the issue of college affordability.
Well, first of all, we need to reform the student loan program and reform higher education so that you can...
That's what our candidates from Florida said about their platforms.
And I'm the only one running for president as a Republican that's detailed a policy.
Get out of college with a 4-year degree in 4 years rather than 6 years.
Mike and Q, go.
To hear more from Bush and Rubio as well as from all the candidates, check out the NSM Today's website linked on your screen below.
Florida lawmakers recently approved a bill that protects Good Samaritans. We've seen cases like this one in Kansas just this past summer. A woman saved a little girl from a hot car in a store parking lot. As part of the new bill, here in Florida, rescuers are protected if they break into a car to save a child or pet. Here on campus, Officer Stevens says he's most often seen pets left unattended inside cars.
Happen from time to time here on campus, and the police department does get calls about it. The most important thing to realize
in the past to break into cars for fear of breaking the law. The Journal of Pediatrics reports 24 children died last year from being left in hot.
But even if you are in the shade, temperatures can get very high in cars, and that can be catastrophic for pets.
Officer Stevens says people have been in cars. 4 of them were right here in Florida.
Students will now be able to get a new and improved critique on their LinkedIn account. Reporter Daniel Bird linked up with LinkedIn to learn more about a new partnership between LinkedIn and UCF.
Dressed to impress, student Nicole Alvarado poses for a professional headshot. She and many other Knights lined up in the student union to meet with LinkedIn's team to have their profiles critiqued on the spot. The popular professional networking site is launching a new app that will bring current and former Knights in related fields together. Alvarado appreciates that LinkedIn came to campus to show UCF students how the app works.
Knowing that this new app of LinkedIn is coming out and not knowing really how to use it and how people come here and show us how to use it shows that they do care about their users and they want to show us how we can succeed.
Career Services staff linked up with LinkedIn this week with one goal: to help students get a job. On Wednesday, LinkedIn Senior Project Manager Ada Yu met with the faculty to better educate them on just what student profiles should look like. The hope is that Career Services will be better equipped to help students present improved LinkedIn profiles. Executive Director of Career Services Lynn Hansen says helping students with LinkedIn is a perfect example of the work the office does.
If they didn't know to be interested in LinkedIn, if they are working with a Career Services staff member, we help students all the time explore new ways to search for jobs or to get engaged that they maybe didn't even think of before.
According to you, those headshots Alvarado and her peers took are one of the keys to success on LinkedIn.
By having a professional headshot, you get 14 times more views on your LinkedIn profile.
That's just one of many facts that students can now find out at Career Services. In Orlando, Daniel Bird, UCF Nightly News.
Students can stop by Career Services anytime Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and have their resume and LinkedIn profile reviewed on the spot. And joining us outside is Jordan E. Morgan. Jordan, how's it looking out there?
Thanks, Justin. I'm outside the Nicholson School of Communication where it's absolutely beautiful. It's a little chilly, so you might need a slight jacket. Right now it's 58 degrees with a high of 58 degrees and precipitation is 0% chance of rain. The wind speed is at 37 miles per hour at north-northeast, and I don't think there's any humidity in here because my hair is so bone straight. Later in the weather, I'll tell you how the weather will look like across the country and looking forward to Super Bowl Sunday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, one woman is shedding light on how dangerous heart disease can be.
Plus, On the Go Cafe just opened this week in the Health and Public Affairs building. Daniela Polinar will tell you how this new spot on campus is helping one student move forward.
It's National Wear Red Day today, and the focus is on women's heart health. According to the American Heart Association, one woman dies every 80 seconds from heart disease and stroke. I caught up with an advocate for the fight against heart disease and found out what you can do to know your risks. 2 years ago, Elizabeth Scoville started a handbag company.
The average woman owns 11 handbags, and so I thought that's the way to reach women. That is something that women carry at all times.
Her company has a mission that's more than accessories. She wants to raise awareness of heart disease among women.
I am a heart survivor, and I was in and out of the hospital for 11 months, and I started this business as a way to reach women about heart disease. I wanted to get the word out there. I felt like no woman should go through what I went through.
Women who buy handbags get a card with warning signs of heart disease and are also making a donation to the cause. The American Heart Association says heart disease affects 43 million women in the U.S., but only 1 in 5 women think it's their greatest health risk. Orlando Area Vice President Carrie Miller says the association is focused on a simple goal.
Really what we're looking to do is just raise awareness about heart disease. It is the #1 killer. It's also the #1 killer for women. 1 in 3 women will lose their life because of heart disease.
Scoville recommends all women know their numbers.
Your BP, know your cholesterol, know those numbers just like you know your dress size.
Scoville says the campaign will continue to save lives, one beat at a time. The American Heart Association says users should hashtag #OrlandoGoesRed to show their support today. For more information, visit GoRedForWomen.org.
If you caught our webcast this week, you may have heard about the new Nights on the Go cafe, a cafe that's only the second of its kind in the nation. Reporter Daniela Polinar shows us what makes this cafe so special.
Here you go. Thanks. Did you want anything to drink? No, that's it.
Anthony Paglioka has found a new way to spend some of his free time.
Something to do except just sitting on the couch.
Paglioka is one of 2 adults working at the Nights on the Go cafe twice a week. He suffers from a traumatic brain injury, but that hasn't stopped him from getting a move on life. Paglioka was already working a shift on Monday's grand opening. What makes this cafe so unique is the harness system you see surrounding it.
It won't let me fall. That's what it'll do if I fall.
Dr. Cole Galloway, a professor and innovator from the University of Delaware, developed the technology. Dr. Jennifer Tucker is heading the harness program here at UCF. She says it uses a support structure and harness that reduces stress on the person's legs and catches them if they fall. Dr. Tucker says the technology's success comes from its simplicity.
It's relatively low tech, and there's no motors, there's no engines. It's just frictionless. So the U-ring at the top of the device is frictionless, and that's really what allows them to move.
And the 2 new employees are not the only ones benefiting. UCF physical therapy students are also taking shifts here to see the harness in action. Since his injury, Paglioka has had a specific goal: to get off his cane. He says he can't put into words what that would feel like.
Can't really explain how it would mean, but it would.
How's your day going so far?
It mean a lot.
Paglioka thinks the harness will be a step in the right direction to getting there. In Orlando, Daniela Polinar, UCF Nightly News.
The cafe is open Monday through Friday in the Health and Public Affairs building from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Coming up, Jordan E. Morgan will tell you if the weather will cool off this weekend.
Plus, find out how UCF is giving students a little extra motivation to conserve energy. Welcome back to UCF Nightly News.
Black History Month kicked off this week, and Joshua Thicklin is here to tell us more about what you can expect over the next few weeks.
Thanks, guys. UCF's Multicultural Student Center will partner up with various other organizations to put on events throughout the month of February. This year's theme for Black History Month is Living in Color. MSC Cultural Committee Coordinator Semmeline Delba says that she wants this Black History Month to reflect Black excellence.
Our theme this year is Living in Color, and that's just identifying the various blacks that we have among cultures. There's Haitians, there's Jamaicans, there is Black Latinos and Black Asians, just celebrating blackness in our community.
Students can expect a month filled with forums, events, and keynote speakers that include civil rights activist Bree Newsom. For more information on Black History Month, check out nsmtoday.com. Back to you guys at the desk.
Students living on campus have a chance to win some money and help UCF Save Energy. The Kilowatt competition kicked off this week and aims to reduce energy use in on-campus housing. In recent years, the 2-month-long competition has saved the school over $200,000 in energy costs, according to the Office of Sustainability Initiatives. Students who live in the top energy-saving building in each housing group have the chance to earn some nice prizes like scholarships. Head of the competition, Hannah Hollinger, believes the contest can help housing residents break some bad energy habits.
Students are used to using all the energy they want on campus because they don't have bills, so this is to get them into better habits.
Students in the 8 winning buildings can win $750 scholarships, $350 will go to the runners-up, and $100 will be awarded to honorable mentions.
Not far from UCF, the Orlando Wetlands Park used to be closed during the winter months for hunting. Now the city of Orlando has opened the wetlands year-round. Reporter Troy Kless shows us what's in the water at the wetlands.
The Orlando Wetlands Park is a popular spot for locals like Jay Johnson, who visits the park 5 to 6 times a year.
Well, one of the things I enjoy is actually coming out here and then just seeing what I can catch today.
In 1986, the city of Orlando bought the land as part of a sewage treatment system. Then Mother Nature stepped in. Now almost 1,700 acres of land attract over 200 species of birds, gators, and many plants. On an average day, 15 million gallons of water from the city flow for 40 days through the wetlands and into the St. Johns River as reclaimed water. Education specialist Rachel Kessler says the wetlands is a special place in the winter.
So there's just a variety of different bird species that you would see here in the wintertime that you wouldn't necessarily see throughout the rest of the year.
Up until last year, this park closed from November to February so the landowners could hunt. That was also a time when many migratory birds were seen in the area, making the wetlands a very popular birdwatching site here in Florida.
No records were kept of how many animals were killed, but the ducks can swim easy now that hunting season is over for good. Now Johnson and others can enjoy the park year-round.
It's more pleasant than being here in August.
Finding refuge in wildlife. In Orlando, Troy Kless, UCF Nightly News.
And in about 2 weeks, you can see some of the wildlife up close. The 16th Annual Wetlands Festival is a free event with food, music, and many outdoor activities. Speaking of upcoming events, we've got a lot going on this weekend. Jordan, how's the forecast looking?
Thanks. Right out here at the Nicholson School of Communication, where it's still 58 degrees. It's a 37% humidity, winds north-northeast at 13%, and 0% chance of rain. Now let's go to the national weather. In the west, there's a slight chance of snow and rain, and later down in the south, there's in California, Santa Clara, California exactly, for the Super Bowl, there's going to be perfect weather, great for some football. In the Midwest, there's a little slight chance of snow, but up in the heavy snow up in the north. But down south, we're sitting pretty, we're looking fine. It looks great out here. Now let's go to those Florida temperatures. In Tallahassee, it's 51. In Jacksonville, it's 51 as well. In Tampa, it's 58, but it looks beautiful out there. And here at Orlando, 58 again. And finally, in down south, it's 66 degrees. Later, it's 0% chance of rain, so everybody should be outside today, especially if you want to hit up Lake Claire, want to go kayaking, whatever it may be, maybe throw some football. And now to our 5-day forecast. Saturday, we have a high of 70 degrees, a low of 45 degrees, 20% chance of rain. Sunday, we have a 61-degree high, 41-degree low, 20% chance of rain. Monday, 67-degree high, 44-degree low, 0% chance of rain. Tuesday, 54-degree high, 39-degree low, 10% chance of rain. And Wednesday, we have a high of 60 degrees, 42 low, and 0% chance of rain. That looks like a beautiful day. I'm so excited about weather and the regular. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, Victoria Pasillo gets you all caught up on UCF men's tennis.
Plus, the UCF women's golf team is busy preparing for its home tournament that tees off on Sunday. We'll hear from head coach Emily Marin on how the Knights will stay focused so close to home.
Hey Knights, I'm Victoria Pasillo here with your nightly news sports update. Wednesday, February 3rd was National Signing Day, and incoming freshmen signed their letters of intent to play for the Knights. UCF recruited 20 new players, 2 of which are a little far from home. At the National Signing Day press conference, head football coach Scott Frost showed his excitement for Hawaiian native and quarterback Mackenzie Milton.
We're really excited about Mackenzie. He's just got the it factor, whatever it is that a quarterback needs. I saw it in camp and I saw it on high school tape.
Yes, Coach Frost is enthusiastic about Mackenzie, but he also says he's thrilled to have the majority of his recruits from Florida. Frost says the next step is to get the team ready for spring football. On Monday, the UCF women's golf team traveled to Gainesville to take part in the Florida Challenge. The Knights finished in 3rd place behind Florida and Florida State. Ashley Holder led the way for the Knights by shooting 2 under par. Coach Emily Marin says the 36-hole shootout was a good way to prepare for the UCF Challenge. She says hosting a tournament is a huge advantage because the Knights are very familiar with the layout of the course.
So it's a sense of ease going into your home tournament, but then again, I always tell them not to sit back and rest because sometimes you can, take things for granted, and we still need to go through our routine like we normally do for every tournament.
Ashley Holder is an Orlando native and she's excited to play at her home course. Her goal is to win the 3-day tournament and the field is set to tee off on Sunday morning. The UCF men's tennis team came up short on its road trip to Coral Gables last weekend. The Knights dropped 2 matches to Miami and Florida Atlantic, both by scores of 5-2. The team is now 0-3 on the year. Senior Jose Sangrenese addressed how the team plans to rebound from the recent struggles. And back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Victoria. Speaking of sports, Justin, got any big plans for Sunday, big Super Bowl 50?
Just the watch party like every year. What do you got?
I'm going to have to take Carolina. Cam Newton's been having one heck of a year for the Panthers.
I'm going to go with Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our new website, nsmtoday.com.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlyNewsUCF@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.